So following on from my last video, I saw this interview with Bill Burr, and what he has to say here I think is really important. And I think Ben Shapiro is one of the people who has done a lot of damage to political discourse through just use of bad faith tactics like, false equivalency, whataboutism, and conflating illogical or contexts that are clearly not done in a rational way, and are intended to advance the hardline Republican agenda under Trump. I don't think he attempts to present good faith arguments really, I think what Bill Burr says here is very accurate and shows really the problem that the current culture is facing.
Your career so closely. In this last few months, you've had a few things happen, which is Ben Shapiro talked about going to one of your shows and complaining about you becoming woke, which sort of then created this.
He doesn't even know what that word means.
Let me sum
his definition of woke is white liberals' definition of woke, and they didn't even know what it was.
Yeah.
They just took the word from black people. That's the worst thing about our people, is not only do we take from other cultures, we don't even take the time to understand the definition.
Yeah.
He went there to be annoyed so he can then have something to talk about, and then he can make money off of dividing his own country.
Yeah.
Those people, it's treasonous what they do.
Yes, but to be fair, or not to be fair, the fact is that it worked for what his goal is, which is then it became a thing online where then a certain portion of the right complain about how you're woke.
Racists.
And more racist.
They're racist. Yeah, they send pictures of monkeys to me and my wife. They're fucking horrible people, and they're cowards, and they never say it to your face.
Yeah.
And that's really, I think, shows one of the biggest... I think this shows one of the most damaging effects of the whole MAGA movement. Not everyone who voted for Trump is racist, or some of them, it's the two major parties. So whoever's leading those two major parties is going to get considerable support because they just have historical base. But just Trump's methods and the divide and conquer, I only need 51% and fuck everyone else, really promotes the most extreme polarization, and really has a tendency to really accentuate the worst in people.
Yeah. They never do that. And no, they're like, look, dude, there's an ugliness that's out there right now where, there's certain podcasts out there that if you're a racist, if you're an anti-Semite, if you're a psycho-nationalist and you want a softball interview, there's podcasts out there where you can, and they will laugh at your fucking bad jokes and just give you this pass. And it's like, there's a really ugly thing that's going on out there. And, it's the kind of...
I mean, it's interesting, like, what he means by those podcasts, because the obvious thing to say is like Joe Rogan or the Daily Wire or something like that. But I'm sure there's quite a few others he also has in mind.
Things we've already seen this, and we've seen what it does to a nation, and it's not the way to go. It's not the way to go.
So, and then at the same time, you're talking about billionaires, you're talking about stuff like this, and people on the left have been really embracing you, and they're sharing your videos.
No, that's not true, dude.
Certain parts of the left.
That's not true.
Certain portions of the left.
That's not true. And certain portions of the right.
Sure.
There's common sense on both sides.
Sure.
But we keep doing this shit. Where it's like, oh, the right's all fucking racist, and dude, the left is some of the most fucking. Most of the left feels like if they have a black friend, they don't have issues. Okay, I'm out of that.
Yes,
I'm out of that,
and
so I don't want to hear left and right crap. They're all fucking nuts. That fucking shit post Me Too, where it went from people shouldn't sexually assault people, absolutely, to I don't like what you're talking about in your act, was fucking nuts. It was McCarthyism on the left. And now you've gone to the other side on the right. And the left was so fucked up, the right, the psycho right thinks that they're in the middle, and they're not. They're out of their fucking minds. And I travel, dude, and I'm telling you, people who lean right and lean left are chill. And we're just sitting in the middle like, when is everybody going to fucking calm the fuck down? When is this going to go back to, like live and let live?
Sure.
So, and there's way more of that. And I have people from construction workers to fucking, hairy leg chicks with nose rings going, hey, I like what you're saying out there about these billionaires. Because that is the fucking problem.
Yes.
And the other problem is that people make it like it's political. Like if you vote for this color tie, these billionaires are somehow going to grow a heart. And it's just not the case. It isn't.
Yeah, and ultimately,
I mean, I just want to stand and applaud. Like, that's what I feel like doing, because I think this is like I think this is the best take on current society I've heard, and I think it's something that many people obviously feel and think. Well, some people think about, but I mean, it's just like, most people are close to center and fall either left or right, and it's just, the damage that Twitter has done to society and TikTok and how it fucks people up is, it's on the level of the opioid crisis or beyond. It's like, and Bill's take is, something us chuds would say, based, and unironically, and it's sad how more people, don't recognize, this clear truth, and the online, social media machine is echo chambered polarization to the fucking max, and I'm not sure if there's a way out of it. I think people, though, are kind of, as time goes on, are getting a little bit better at detaching from it, maybe. But I just don't use Twitter because I think it's, before Elon Musk owned it, and since he's owned it, I think it's equally shit. I think before he owned it, it was left-wing lunatics. After he's owned it, it's been right-wing lunatics. And I think it's, it's called the Digital Town Square. It's the Digital Town Circle Jerk. It's a fucking shit show and has had such a detrimental effect overall to society. So, I don't know.
My question is ultimately, what do you, when you think of talking about politics at all in your act, what do you want to do, right?
If I do it, I trash them both.
Yeah. With what?
Because that.
He highlights one of the key biggest problems in people being crippled by debt, extreme wealth inequality, education, healthcare, fraudulent systems, housing becoming ever more unaffordable for young people in particular. The tax system is fucked. The super rich billionaires and hundred millionaires get away with this fucking fraud and damage to society, and it's been allowed to happen in countries like the US, Australia, UK, in Europe for forever. And people are distracted by the bread and circuses and are ignore or are easily, deceived into cultural or bullshit issues by, the algorithms. And this is the real problem. The super rich are the real problem. And people continue to elect motherfuckers who just continuously fuck them.
That is my...
And, from my last video, Mark Maron, can't admit that he jumped all aboard cancel culture and woke Hollywood. When Bill says that was, rightly says that was fucking nuts, that censorship, cancel culture time. And now that the right wing has the ascendancy in America, those same people are playing it off like, oh, come on, it was just reasonable pushback, Yes, it was strong criticism, but no one was getting cancelled or censored. No, fuck you. You were cancelling people. You were censoring people. Even here in Australia, God knows it's happened. One of our best comedians ever, Chris Lilly, had his shows taken off Netflix. I don't know if they've been put back on since, but I think it happened last year or something like that. But it's fucking horrific. It was left-wing McCarthyism, 100%, as Bill says. And now those people, now that they lost in the US, the most recent election, they're playing it off because they no longer have the ascendancy. And I just think, fuck you. Fuck you. You know what you did.
Job. That is my job. I can't fix the political system.
And Mark Maron is saying, has the nerve to say Bill is being unreasonable when he highlights this, and that, he can't get a word in because Bill's just like ranting and no, Bill's being perfectly reasonable. Maybe the situation itself was heated, but to play it off like Bill's some really angry dude and I'm just Mr. Nice Guy, no, fuck you. Okay? Bullshit.
And I don't watch a lot of it. But,
And this is coming from a guy, too, who generally likes Maron's comedy and used to be a big fan of his podcast. Okay? So I used to have a lot more respect for the guy than I do now, clearly.
when I do stand up, if I start trashing...
But I never lost any respect for Bill because he called it as he saw it. He stayed true to himself the whole time. He knew that left-wing woke censorship and cancel culture bullshit was fucked. And the people in the comedy community that were perpetuating it, and, he couldn't constantly be on a soapbox about it, but he consistently said throughout that whole period that it was a bad thing. And some people listened to him. I feel like most kind of didn't, or just kind of half acknowledged it or brushed it off. And now look where your country is, okay?
Like Trump, I would hear the left in the crowd like, yeah, and I'd be like, the fuck, you voted for a guy that, is staring off into space. Mm-hmm. Like, your guy literally should be in a fucking home. What are you patting yourself on the back for? X, Y, and Z, blah, blah. Your fucking party has not let you has not let you choose your candidate since Obama's second term.
Yeah.
You're liberal? That's fucking insane. We want Bernie Sanders. Fuck you, Hillary. We want Bernie Sanders. Fuck you, fucking Mr. Magoo. Mr. Magoo again, fucking 2 weeks before. His vice president.
Yeah.
That's what they're doing. So, then...
How can one man be so based? How can one man be so based? Not free-based, based.
After I trash Trump, I then do that because my thing is like I'm not flying either one of their flags. It's the people that pay them.
Mm-hmm.
That is the problem, and they're always distracting us with other stuff. So, like CNN and Fox News are a fucking disease.
So is your goal to clear out? Your hope is if I make fun of it, I will clear out the distraction and focus on the.
No, what I was doing then was I was just trashing both sides.
just to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to be funny. He's a comedian. That's so hard to wrap your head around.
Not to do it, but also to just show that it's fucked up. But now I've moved on from that.
Got it.
To, the puppeteers.
Got it.
So that's what I'm going to make fun of. So my new perspective is there's nothing wrong with being a billionaire. But if somebody is working 40 hours a week, 160 hours a month, and they can't make their rent, you're not paying them enough money. Maybe you should just be worth $900 million.
Yeah.
Like, how does a CEO take a fucking 8-figure bonus and none of your employees have dental insurance? They can't even go out and get a filling.
What do you do then when you're put in a position, like SNL asks you to host?
I guess then we wouldn't have, Monday night's worth of cocaine that we usually have, Bill. I don't know.
The week after the election, right? That's like, it's for a comedian, hypothetically, to talk about politics, to unite the nation. How did you feel when you were put in that position?
To unite the nation. Like he's the president or something. I mean, I think he's more qualified to be president. How sad is that? Than the current guy. But to unite, he's a comedian, dude. To unite the nation.
No, it's an honor to be asked to do that. And I made fun of Kamala and I made fun of Trump. And then I did a couple of silly jokes. I kept it light. You just, you do what you do. I don't put that level of importance on.
Yeah, a comedian to unite like it's the State of the Union address or something. Like, give me a fucking break.
Excuse me. I don't put that level of importance on my act. What I'm finding is that people keep trying to categorize what it is that you're doing. Like that idiot Ben Shapiro. No, he's woke now. He's like, I don't. That fucking guy. Someone came to me and goes,
fucking right wing, fucking far right in the real sense. Shill. Piece of shit.
Hey man, he was trying to bring me into his fold. At one point, the guy liked me.
Yeah.
And then when I didn't, then all of a sudden I'm a fucking asshole. I mean, I'm supposed to look at that guy like he's an adult.
Do you feel misunderstood if people take you words one way or the other?
No, I'm not I'm deliberately misunderstood.
Got it.
So people are like, it's like a catcher trying to make a ball a strike. So they try to, and everyone does it. It's not just people with radio shows and podcasts. It's like fans do it. Like, it's one of the funniest things ever is so many of my bits are online, which is great promotion to sell tickets. But the names of the jokes, they name them.
I was going to ask
And
you
I'm
about
like,
this.
that's not the name of the joke. That's not the perspective of the joke. I've seen people that teach comedy classes saying, you see what he's doing here and what he's doing, and it's it bothered me at first, and then I'm just like, what do I care? It's just like there's fucking songs that I listened to for 40 years and I thought they were about something, and then I hear the artist go like, no, it wasn't a. Like, do you know somebody? I just saw something. I don't know if it's true, but that Buffalo Springfield song.